Okay, Daniel's going to walk us through. I want to thank everybody for coming out. This is part 2 of our initiative training. We had a fantastic conversation at the Calexit Conference 2 weeks ago. Lots of people gave their ideas on how to approach people and ask for their signatures. So if you want to see a good creative discussion where everybody in the movement was talking about how do you even approach people to get them to sign a petition for secession, last week's, 2 weeks ago, the meeting was awesome. Lots of good material. That's already posted, 2 hours long. Everybody gets the comments in. If you want to watch the full video, it's 5 hours long, and it gets into all sorts of long discussions. But you can watch the 2-hour one, get a lot of good creative ideas. Today's part 2. So the initiative will be coming out soon. We need to zero in on where we are and what we need to do. Daniel has an agenda already outlined, and I'm going to hand it over to him.
All right. Greetings and salutations, fellow independent California enthusiasts. So today, just to go through kind of the agenda on this, first, I'm going to make a very short introduction. Then Jason is going to get on for 3-5 minutes and give us a kind of a motivation speech on the signature gathering. Same with Joe, that will go on next. And then Marcus will, end that part of the agenda. And then we will go on to the full panel. There's actual three questions that I'm going to ask everybody, so to keep it really tight. And then after the panel, the panel will start with IC, which is Helen Shankar, speaking for 20 minutes. All others will have 5 minutes, and then Marcus will be last. And if we have time, and you guys are still have energy after that, we can go through a technical feedback of everybody's what everybody said or somebody particular, and ask them questions or make a. But this is to stay positive. This is not to criticize anybody. Everybody's got their opinions. We're all going to learn from each other. So with that being said, let's start. I would just like to say that, like Marcus said, the last meeting was great. This is going to go more into details, the technicalities of signature gathering. And I'm pretty excited that we have this initiative coming soon. And just one short thing before I hand it over. I just wanted to say that we're talking with Marcus, and there's been, some, as usual, some conflict within organizations, and that's not the topic of this discussion, but there's been a lot of talk about, coming back to Marcus, me, other people, that they don't like the initiative, this, that, they're not going to support it, whatever, for whatever reason they might have the language or whatever. And I was telling this to an analogy to this. I was telling Marcus that the analogy is the lotto. I get friends all the time that go, shit, if I hit the lotto, if I hit the lotto, if I hit the lotto. And my response is always the same. And it goes back to an old joke that, let's say Henry is every day ask God, why don't you let me win the lottery? God, if I only won the lottery, the good I would do. Every day goes on for 6 months. God finally gets annoyed, comes back on and says, son, it might help if you played. Which is exactly the analogy of the initiative, is that, everybody's complaining, I don't like this initiative, why can't we get this movement going, how are we going to get California independence, God, what do we need to do, God's going to respond, well, first, it'd be nice if you had an initiative, which is, the analogy of it, same as a website, same as anything. Before you ask, do something before God is going to want to respond to you, okay? So that's just saying the criticism of everybody, saying that this initiative may not be perfect. Of course, we all know that, but it is something we can push forward, which this movement hasn't had for quite a while. So I'm excited about it. I think you all should be, and we should put, no matter what happens, put all our energy, enthusiasm, and really determination with this movement. So having said that, now I'm gonna go to Jason for your thoughts on all this.
Alrighty. As usual, I typed out a little something. Sorry for the speechiness. To anyone new, welcome. To anyone who has been around for a while, thank you and welcome. Over the last few months, we have seen an amazing influx of new membership with the Calexit movement. We have also seen an immense amount of action. We have seen our brother and fellow leader of the movement, Joe Payne, take it upon himself to create a Google group for the movement to use so that our emails will be safe from prying eyes and trolls, while also allowing us a better level of connectivity with our communication. I can now, here in the Bay Area, communicate effectively with the folks in Southern California about the movement. Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for that.
So, anyone who has not already joined and wishes to do so may send a request to the group directly, and we the administrators of the group, will accept it as soon as humanly possible. If someone handling this video afterwards can post a invite link to folks where they can click underneath the whole thing, maybe in the video description, that would be awesome. We have also seen an influx of international solidarity and support, from old friends to new, from Scotland, Germany, India, Armenia, and so many other places, which is exactly where all of us have heritage from anyway. Indeed, here in California, we have many people from many countries who are here, are Californians, and are wanting to just live in peace and prosper. It is in this spirit that I, a regional director of YES, I formally request of any polyglot who has the ability to provide translatory services and are willing to do this for the sake of all Californians and the movement, to please step forward and make yourself known. I wish to see translation of our initiative in as many languages as possible. This is not, and I mentioned this many times over the last few videos, I'll mention it again, it is not legally mandated, therefore it's not something that's usually done. I see it as the right thing to do. Also, it will help us get better word out there. Is it? What's up?
If you could get closer to the mic, you kind of like sound a little far away just for the video quality.
A little better here?
Yeah.
Headset. So this will only help us better get the word out there to communities that may have people who wish to pursue independence, yet are not entirely clear on what it is about or what the initiative even says. I would like to take a second to welcome Alistair Caithness. My apologies if I just slaughtered your name, my brother. If not, woohoo! Welcome. He is working as an advisor to YES California. If you check out his Twitter profile, he even says it in his profile description up there. Big, warm welcome to him, and many thanks, especially for the hard work with not just helping us with this whole initiative independence process, but also some of the crucial stuff that's going to be needed for after. He's already jumping on it. Also, I would like to welcome a new friend and fellow Calexiter. And again, my apologies if I slaughter the pronunciation of your name. Dewank Mahajan. He has recently come to us from India, where there are over 1 billion people. He's heard of the Calexit movement. He heard about it over there, over in another country on the other side of the world with 1 billion people. Yes, our message is truly making it around the world, and this man provides us an excellent way to reach out to the Indian communities across California to help spread the facts about Calexit. So keep it up, all the hard work. We are a team and only strong when we come together. If you have the initiative to do something, not the written, proposal that we're talking about, but you have the inner fire, the motivation to do something, and you see a need, do it for the movement, for the people. Let's save 40 million lives from the blood-soaked hands of the fascists together. Viva California.
Great. Thanks so much for that, Jason. And we're going to go now to Joe Payne, who is the founder of the Google email list, and he's the one in charge for that. So if you guys have any questions on that, please use that thread because we can make different subjects topics, and so that people don't have to go to one topic if they're not interested in it, and so we can really be specific about our discussions. So I want to thank Joe for his time and dedication to this, and I'm going to hand it over to him. Joe.
Yeah, thank you, Daniel. Yeah, and if anybody has any questions or comments regarding that, please let me know. I know it is not the best system. I am actively looking for something better. It's going to come down to cost and the ability to get everybody onto it. So I know everybody has different ideas. Bring them to me, please, please, please. I want those ideas. I just want to speak real quick on the movement. And I know that I'm excited to be here. I know you guys are excited to be here. This movement is larger than any of us. It is, they always say, try to be part of something that is larger than yourself. This movement is larger than any one of us. It is larger than any one organization. It is larger than the initiative. Okay? Right now, that's what we have. That's what we're working on. That's the boat that we are in. Okay? But this movement is not just the one boat. We are a lot of different things. We need to be more than what we are, and we are growing, and it will come, and those things will happen. Somebody mentioned something about, I think Marcus mentioned about Hannah's pack that she's got. It's a little bit different. It's kind of her own little niche thing. That's great. We need lots of those, and those will come. We have a lot of new members that are really shy and haven't really, spoken up yet and said hi to everybody. And I just want to encourage all the new members out there. They're watching this on YouTube, or maybe you're hearing it later on. Speak up, say hi, don't be shy. It's okay. We're not going to bite. We're all out there because we all want the same thing. I just want to say, that I was in the Marine Corps for a very short time, and during that time, I learned a lot about leadership. I saw really great leadership, and I saw really horrible leadership. And I want to tell you that in this movement, we have some fantastic leaders. We have some fantastic leaders that they know what they're doing. They are there for you. They are driving this movement in the direction that it needs to go. and they have my full support. I hope that they have yours. I know that they have yours. I just want us to all kind of think of this movement as a rowboat. We're all getting into it. Right now, it's the initiative. We're starting to row, okay? I want you to know that I am in that boat with you. I am rowing for you, okay? What I need is I need you to also row. Everybody's got to pull their weight. Now, there's some people that may be struggling, and maybe it looks like they're not pulling their weight, but they're just not able to, okay? It's up to us to help them out. One thing like I said in the Marine Corps, was that one thing I learned is that if one of us fails, we all failed. Because we are a team. Let me give you an example. One night when I was in boot camp, we had gone to dinner chow, and we had a really long day. Everybody was kind of making mistakes. The whole group was making mistakes. And we had a really, really big day the next day, where we needed to kind of change our diet, right? Along with, punishing us for all the mistakes we had made. The drill instructors, they lined us up to go get our food. And at the end of the line, they said, go sit down, do not touch your food. Then, once everybody sat down, they explained how we are not eating that night. They are not going to give us our food. We are to go and dump all of our food in the trash can and go line up outside so that we can march back to our barracks and go back to sleep. So, of course, somebody took bread. And it wasn't just one person. Several people took bread. And they even gave us a chance. Hey, if you took bread, give it to us now and we won't punish anybody. But if we have to go and search everybody and we find even one person, all of you are going to pay. Well, we all paid. The reason I say that is this movement is like that. We all need to check ourselves. We all need to watch each other. We all need to be there for each other and lift each other up and guide each other. We have some great leaders in this movement. We have some great people. There are people that you can look up to, people that you can ask questions to. There are people that I look up to and I ask questions and I reach out to, and they're there for me every step of the way. I know they're there for you. If you have ideas, if you have things you want to do, bring them. Let's talk about it. That's what that whole email discussion group is all about. It's a way for us to talk to each other, to bring our ideas and bounce things off each other. There is no such thing as a bad idea. All ideas are welcome. This is California. There's 40 million people in this state. There's going to be 40 million ideas out there, That's okay. There's going to be some good ones. There's going to be some bad ones, but we need them all. Don't be afraid to reach out. This is a great movement. It is an exciting time to be in this movement. It is an exciting time to be in California. It is an exciting time to be alive. With that, I'm going to pass it back to a great leader that I was just talking about, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel.
Thanks, Joe. Thanks a lot for that inspiring speech. I'm going to go to Marcus next, and I give you the chair, my friend. Unmute yourself, Marcus, please.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, everybody. Joe Payne was not involved in our movement 2 months ago. I met him on a YouTube video. He said something that seemed interested, and I said, hey, do you want to be part? Joe Payne has now created the best discussion group, bringing us all together. He's approached the CNP. He's approached other people. He's doing a lot to bring the movement together in ways I couldn't. Guy wasn't even around 2 months ago. All I did was ask, do you want to be part? Folks, look at what I got. I didn't campaign to get Joe. I didn't serenade him. I said, hey, you said one thing. Do you want to meet some other people? He said, sure. And we got one of the best officers we've had ever. Start asking. Anybody you know who says anything remotely, ask. Mahajan from India, same thing. He just made a comment, and I go, sounds like you're interested in Calexit. You want to meet the people in the group? Sure. By the way, I'm not even in California, but I want to help out with the initiative the second I get there. That's 2 people. I just asked. Ask. Don't think it's harder than that. Ask everybody you know. And if they say no, okay. Fine. You know me. Don't put up with abuse. Don't put up with negative energy. I'm not interested. Okay. Moving on. Folks, I just asked. And we got a guy from a foreign country who wants to be part of the movement before his feet even touch California dirt. And we got another guy who you just saw is stepping up to be one of the next generation leaders. How many more Joe Paynes and Hal Loors and Daniel Costas and Jason Von Schraders and Matt Owens and Sue Hirsch's could we get if you just asked? I wonder. Only you know that answer. You have to ask. You. I brought on 2. I wonder if everybody started doing that, how far we get. Okay, so here's the hype. We're going to go right into the technical discussion. I know that things were really big in 2017. That was the great day, right? We had all sorts of members and money, and we were in the news, et cetera. And then mistakes were made. And so for the last 3 years, we've been trying to get back to that point. Well, I got to tell you, we've exceeded that point. So the movement's gone in a way I didn't predict. We now have this initiative has 2 reporters who have endorsed it. Joe Matthews and Elias, well-known political commentators, have already written articles saying, look at this initiative. We've never had a reporter ever endorse the initiative. They trashed the shit out of it before. Joe Matthews said a horrible idea in 2017. Now he said, you should look at this. Get how that's totally different than 3 years ago? We never had anybody saying that. Now we have 2 reporters who are well-known and respected. Ask around. Elias and Matthews, respected names. Both said, look at this. And then Dan Walters damn near said, you should have a blue ribbon panel to explore Calexit anyways. Right? And so that's 3 policy speakers saying, look at this. There's never been anything close to that ever. Not one would say, look at this. We have 3. So we went from this to this. 2017, 2016 had this. Nothing. Part 2, besides formal, well-respected California government analysts endorsing the idea of this, we have 2 commercials. Yes, Hannah, I'm getting to that. I see you. I'm getting to that. We have 2 commercials. So Cenk Uygur just did a commercial on why you should support Calexit. He was arguing with this guy like this and that, and all the arguments were shut down. It was like a 3-minute thing on you have no good reason to not support Calexit by Cenk Uygur, Young Turks, and that happened last week. It's commercial, folks. We never had anybody argue for supporting Calexit. We had people write videos saying how they should not support Calexit, which Gavin Newsom did, which other people did. There was some late night with some other guy. He came up and did that. So now we have Cenk Uygur doing that. And then before that, literally 1 month before, there is a Netflix commercial saying Calexit. $1 million production value, highest production value you could ever get with a famous Hollywood actor saying, let's Calexit. We've never had anything like that. They talk shit on this. Now there's a commercial. And then 1 month later, one of the best known policy people in California basically says you should do this. That's 2 commercials back to back. We never had anything. That's 2. And 3 well-known reporters saying, do this. So we've never had any political reporters endorse this. We've never had any commercials. We now have 200% more commercials than ever and 3,000% or 3 times more endorsement by columnists. Finally, We also have this initiative, straight up folks, Michael Feinstein helped write this initiative. No, not the first one, but the one that's all going to be up for us to collect signatures. You will be able to say, founder of the Green Party, mayor of a city, city council member, well-known, super well-connected, spent hours with us just to get this initiative right. So yeah, this initiative was help written by a political person with lots of power in Sacramento. They wouldn't even sneeze on me before. Now they're help writing the thing. So that's the third thing. Finally, this initiative has been seen by many people. So Jonathan Medestein, Kamikaze, Californians for Electoral Reform, Californians for Election Reform, Steve Chesson. We literally talked to one of the people at California Forward, which is a think tank, and they read the initiative. And there's about 10 other people in policy circles who read the initiative. Did they endorse it? No. Did they read it? Yes. And Jim Wonderman is one of the 100 most powerful connected people in California. He read the initiative, said so in email. I have documentation of him saying, I read it. And he's powerful. And he knows billionaires. And he talked for a long time about this initiative. So, political reporters saying, look at this initiative. Commercials supporting Calexit. Powerful people reading this actual initiative and talking about it. We've had nothing like any one of those things, and now we have all three. Will this succeed? I don't know. But folks, last time it was an action movie with a production value of $5,000. Now it's the sequel with all Hollywood actors and $1 billion budget. Will we succeed? I don't know. But if you're looking at last time, I mean, Jesus Christ, I would get it in my head that this is the time we're going to win. You are more reasonable coming to the belief that we're going to win this time than believing that we won't. Think about that. No, I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I am saying if you compare last time to this time, you are silly saying that we're not going to win this time. Last time we had a fraction of what we have. It is more logical to say we'll get it this time. Commercials, famous people, powerful politicians jumping in, powerful politicians helping write it, reporters endorsing it. Get it through your head. We're better than we've ever been. Way beyond 2017. So, new plateau, new game, better than ever before. I would get it through your head that this might be the time to win. And that's my last point. So, gay marriage and marijuana. Same thing. 10 years ago, both passed. Gay marriage, marijuana, that will never happen. And then they both passed through the initiative process over a 10-year period. Here's the thing a lot of you need to understand. They filed it 3 or 4 times. There was no one initiative. They never did that. They filed it 3 or 4 times. They couldn't figure it out the first time or the second time. They had to do it 3 or 4 times before they finally got it. These are billion-dollar-backed organizations, marijuana and LGBTQ rights, and they couldn't figure it out the first or second time. It took them 3 times. So when I see people going, this initiative isn't perfect, what makes you think any social movement does that? What's that based on? Because it ain't based on the 2 most successful social movements here in Cali. They had to do it 3 or 4 times. So what makes you think we're going to get it done right the first or second? What's that based on? Not California. 3 or 4 times. We're at our second. Now, maybe this is the right time. Might be. Also, when they finally got that initiative passed that a billionaire jumped on, there were 3 initiatives. Yes, folks, they never got behind one initiative. Not LGBTQ, not marijuana. They never agreed to one initiative. They filed 3. So even then, they couldn't agree on one. They filed 3. And you know what they did? They agreed to help each other out and support all 3 initiatives. They agreed to work together and not attack each other? because they said, maybe I don't know what's the right initiative. Maybe the other person's right. And I'm going to leave that opportunity open. And when they did that, both the marijuana and the LGBTQ, third time filing out of 3 initiatives, yes, that was the right move because it let a billionaire called Sean Parker and another guy out of New York City pick the initiative that they liked and dump $2.5 million on it. And just don't get it screwed. All your LGBTQ activists got a fraction of the signatures necessary to put it up for a vote. All your marijuana pothead activists got a fraction of the signatures that it took to put up on a vote. That 2.5 million, that's where the majority of the signatures came 2 different times. So get this idea out of your head that we're going to come up with one initiative and it will be perfect and everyone will agree. That ain't based on reality. Not here. It takes 3 or 4 times, and it takes 3 or 4 initiatives at the same time. And that's how you win. I see a lot of people going, we need one perfect initiative. Where do you get that idea from? Oh, we got to do it one time and get it right. What's that based on? Not here. Look at history, folks. We're doing outstanding. We're on our 2nd or 3rd one. And I have said to many of you, if you think you can do it better, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, go, file, don't wait, do it now. Commercials are now. Reporters are now. And I talked to Mike Feinstein, and he goes, Mark, I might not be able to endorse this initiative because you didn't get all the legal wording right. And I go, well, we're filing it because we have to move. But I'll tell you what, Mike, if you file an initiative that basically talks about Calexit and you personally endorse it and you get Gwyneth Paltrow to sign on it, everyone in the movement's going to promote your initiative too. We're still going to back the one we already filed, but we'll also back yours. Because here's the thing. When you convince someone to sign a petition, they'll sign 5 of them. When you convince a person to sign something about an idea, they'll sign as many as you put in front of them. I've seen it. This idea that you can't put more than 1 petition in front of somebody is garbage and not based upon actual signature gathering experience. I've done signature gathering. I've hired signature gatherers. I've watched signature gathering. Yes, you can put 2 or 3 petitions in front of someone. Yes, they will sign all of them. As long as they're not similar ideas, they got to be different. So I said, Mike, if you think you can do better, and I mean this with love, brother, get out there and do it, but I would do it in the next 4 weeks because shit popping off now. So this is my word to the movement. We're filing this initiative. If you think you can do better, please file it and get out there and do it now. Now. Do not wait. Do not think you have 6 months. You have 1 month. Honestly, with love, I'll back your initiative. As long as it doesn't try to do exactly the same thing. Get out there, do it, time's now. Move. 3 or 4 initiatives, 3rd time. Finally, I want to leave it at this. A lot of people have been saying, well, I don't know if we can back this COVID-19. Let me point out how that's really dumb. 2017, 2018, when we filed the initiatives, 3/4 of all the signatures we gathered were from people who printed off the initiative on their own, asked someone they were living with, and mailed it in. They never went outside. We never talked to them in the streets. 3/4, 75%, majority of the signatures when we did not have COVID-19 were from people calling someone on the phone, emailing, reaching out on social media, sending photos. I signed this petition, you can too. And they did and mailed it in. So I don't see how COVID-19 going to jack us up real big when 3/4 of our signature gathering had nothing to do with going out in the first place. Someone can explain that to me? So knock off the whole COVID-19 talk, going to ruin it all. It didn't last time. Ain't going to do nothing this time. Secondly, there might be the opportunity to go out, and even if there's not, it's going to come down to one thing. Do you have photographs on social media of random people signing that petition? I know all of you talk to people on the phone and social media and email and meet them at the grocery store. You put the idea in their head to print off that petition at a website and sign it, we're moving forward. And we got the majority of our signatures that way last time. So lots of people looking, lots of productivity, never been this good before. We can get the overwhelming majority of the signatures now. And if you think you can do better, I mean this, please go file right now. I love you. Get out there, do it. Dan, take us away.
Okay. Just to kind of expand on that, I think Shankar, I mentioned this, and maybe he can check fact me, but I think the cannabis industry actually, from the very start of its inception, I think they filed 10 times. I may be wrong, but I read that somewhere. I think Shankar's knowledgeable about that. Maybe he'll be able to expand on that. So I also want to just quickly read the chats. Hannah put down, Sank said he liked the idea in principle 5 times in 10 minutes. How much more do you want? Another point. Sue says, we rock. Yes, we do, Sue. And then we've got Hannah saying, we've also started encouraging action in Oregon called Or Exit, which is starting to sound interesting. And Sue says, Oregon is going with us. That's so awesome. I have family there. I can get them in. They totally go with us. Anybody you can get in, Sue, please do. Anybody that has anybody from other states.
Actually, the Oregon movement started up 2 years ago, and they're called Oregon. So I don't know who
Oregon.
But
Good. I like that. That's really good. Thanks, Shankar. Yeah, William, I'll let you talk real quick, and then we got to get to the panel. So here, go ahead. You have to unmute yourself. Can't hear you, William. So.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, as a historian, I want to reiterate what Marcus said. Not only the marijuana movements and the same-sex marriage movements have these kinds of defeats, but almost every movement in American history has had the same. Let me give an example of the women's suffrage movement. First started 1848, defeat. Over the years, they had a big effort in the elections of 1914 and 1915. They were defeated in almost every state. And yet, by 1919, they succeeded. And so the amendment to the Constitution was put in 1920, giving women the vote. It never would have happened if they had given up after one effort. So this is not an exception. This is the norm for social movements. It's important to keep that perspective in mind and not be discouraged. The long haul is what we're going for.
Thanks a lot, William, for that historical reference, and you're absolutely right. We need to remember that all these movements failed many times for this. So that's really important to keep in mind and not to get hung up on that. It's just that we need to do what we need to do, and that's it. No matter what the outcome, we will get there. And there's going to be a lot of failures. It's always like that in any movement or any inventions. The typical, always the typical reference is Edison, that said, I failed like 1,000 times before I had the light bulb. Not many people know this, but I failed 1,000 times before I came up with a light bulb. And everybody just thinks these geniuses came up with something without, tripping over themselves. So that's an important motivation. So let me go on real quick. I'm going to go to my esteemed colleagues and my personal friends, Shankar and Hal. And they're going to talk 20 minutes each on these 3 questions. So keep in mind, I'm going to ask you the same questions, all of you. And if you need me to repeat them, or if you don't have the agenda in front of you, I can help you out with that. So the first, the first question, say what you, or not question, but what your thoughts are. Say what you technically know about how to do signature gathering. Okay, and that's got a technical aspect to it also. Number 2, literally role play talking to a stranger. What would you say? And then the third, what we as a movement need to do to be ready in your personal opinion. So let's start. I'm going to start with Shankar. And the first question, Shankar, say what you technically know about how to do signature gathering. It's all yours, Shankar. You're still muted.
Right, you guys hear me?
There we go.
All right. So, as I speak right now, the training video is being uploaded on YouTube. I'm having a couple of technical glitches on it. Every time there's a graphic change, the whole picture just starts glitching. I don't know why. So I made the file smaller, and then I'm trying it now. Hopefully it uploads okay. So look, the initiative. Here's an initiative. This is our last initiative. The last one that we got signatures for. This one is for autonomy, our own Supreme Court, our own foreign policy. I don't know if you guys can see it. I should have made a copy of it or saved it on a file, but up on the top right here, this is a summary of the initiative. And then right here is where you're going to gather everyone's signature, right down here. Their name, their signature, their address. Okay, this is what it looks like. And it's a fairly large piece of paper, so you can see. And on the back of it, that's all the nuts and bolts of the legalese of the initiative is in the back. This is for the readers that want to know exactly what they're signing. It's on the back. Most people will go for the summary really quick and then put their name down. If they're reading the summary, they're either going to talk to you or they're going to sign it right away. So this is the initiative. So look, technically speaking, I'm not going to speak about the legalities or anything, but I'm going to tell you about signature gathering real quick. So look at the size of this initiative and look at the size of my clipboard, right? I don't know if you guys can see that, but way bigger, right? I'm going to run out of writing space for these people on the bottom. So first tip, grab a piece of cardboard, use the petition as a template, cut out a square piece of cardboard, right? This is corrugated board right here. Clip that onto your clipboard and then put the initiative up on there. And now you got plenty of room right there for writing space all the way down to the bottom. Okay? You're gonna have to get the cardboard. That is an absolute must. Just find any piece of cardboard in your home, cut it out, slap it on there. You're gonna need a few of them, and I'll tell you why in a bit. So let's so now you guys know what a petition looks like. Marcus, ours is gonna be now I think we have several sizes to choose from, don't we? Or are they all this size? Because every time I've seen them, they've been pretty long. So I'm not sure if you knew that or not, but I can't hear you, dude. So whatever. Don't worry about it, dude. So that's what a petition looks like. So who's qualified to go out there and gather signatures? Well, I think according to California state law, correct me if I'm wrong, Marcus, or anybody else, I think you just have to be 18 years old. I don't even think you have to be a citizen. I don't think you have to be registered to vote. I think you have to be 18, and that's it. You can go and ask for signatures for a legal petition, okay? So anybody that's 18 can go and collect signatures, all right? So you're not too old, you're not too young, you're not too foreign, you're not too domestic, whatever it is. There's no excuse really. You're in California, you're able to go and collect signatures, okay? So the next one would be who's qualified to sign this petition? So who can sign this petition? So there's going to be 3 questions that you're going to ask a person. Now, I'm just saying this in general terms. Hopefully you have a rapport, you're building rapport with someone before you hit them up with these questions. But you want to ask them, 1, are they registered to vote? 2, which county are they registered to vote in? And then 3, is that after they sign it, is that their current address, right? You want to ask those 3 because that's pertinent information. If any of those 3 don't match what the registrar of voters has on record, then that signature or that page, I think, or that signature gets tossed. I hope it's not the page, but that signature gets tossed. And if you did that a bunch of times and you didn't ask anybody those questions, all of those are gone. So all that hard work just went down the drain. Also, I don't know why the Attorney General puts these boxes here on the side, right next to their signatures, but don't put any ink on there. Don't have them write anything on there. For some reason, that's their notation section. And if anybody writes in that little area right there, I heard they tossed the whole page away. This could be rumors. Who knows? It's the initiative gang rumors. You know, there's the initiative groups. There's a group on Facebook that does petitions actually, and that's all they like hang around like they're like petition nerds. But anyways, but they're really good. They are really, really good at getting signatures and getting people registered to vote. They have their skill down. So yeah, who can sign the petition? I think the last one would be what materials are you going to need? What materials are you going to need to go out there and get signatures? Now look, you're going to need a clipboard, you're going to need a piece of cardboard, and you're going to need some petitions. I can almost get you, we're going to try to get you almost everything here, except for the cardboard. The petitions, yes. You're going to need a blue or black pen. Don't use this color. Don't use this color. You want to use a blue or black pen, okay? They won't accept them if it's any other color but blue and black, all right? Those are the basic things you're going to need, okay? And I'm not sure, so look, this is the issue. You're going to stand out there and you're going to collect signatures. Each one of these pages here represents a county. That's why you ask them what county you're registered in. Someone's registered in they're registered in Los Angeles County. You're going to write Los Angeles on the top of this page. See that? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You're going to write Los Angeles on the top of this page. And every signature on here is going to be people that are registered to vote in LA County. Now, say you're going down this list and all of a sudden you come up to a guy and you ask him where he's registered to vote and he says Riverside County. Oh, no, right? No, it's not a big deal. So look, on the back of this, I actually have straps and I keep extra initiatives here. All you're going to do is grab another initiative, a blank one, pop it in here and write Riverside on the top and then have them sign it. It's that simple. That simple. Just because he's from another county, it's not his excuse not to sign. Because they love saying that to get away from you. They're, oh, dude, no, I got my Riverside one right here. Have them sign it, right? Do not mix the LA, half Riverside. That page is gone. They're pretty strict on how these need to look like. So that's what I've got for initiative. There's way more, guys. On the training videos, the next set of videos I'm making is where do you want to go and collect signatures? So places where can I go to get some signatures? That's going to be a really important one. But this training video that I just made and what I told you was really wrapped up really quickly. The video is a little bit more in depth, but this is the basics right there. The basics were right there. Where you want to go, that depends on you. You may have to incur some out-of-pocket fees, such like gas, maybe, which we're going to try and reimburse, and maybe like pens. I don't know, rubber bands. I don't know. Just little things that you might have to get. Just make a list and let us know how much you spent. And give us a receipt, and we'll see. But I don't see it. We're going to try to cover almost everything. The clipboard thing, we're probably going to end up using cardboards for all the counties. But that's about it. If you guys want me to talk about where to go and gather signatures, I can. But that's a whole other topic. And the final video is actually going to be, the third one's going to be on finalizing your initiatives, making sure all your I's and T's are dotted and crossed before submitting it into us or to the Attorney General or to the Secretary of State for submission. But what was the last question there, Mark? Dan, what was it?
So the second question actually Third will be easy, but could you possibly just go quickly how you would approach somebody, like the whole process of you're somewhere outside a market or something? How do you approach somebody? What would be one of your pitches, and how do you feel that person out and try to get them to sign? And when do you give up and not push that too much? So I want to get the thoughts from everybody that could do a role play of that. So just role play for us, like somebody.
So I don't do Walmarts, okay? I don't do the grocery stores, because the managers, even though it's in your legal right, I just don't want the beef with the grocery store people or the shopping district person. Okay, and the security, especially security, they think they don't whatever. Okay, so I tend to go to events. Now I don't know how that's going to be with this whole COVID situation, but I tend to go to I'll go to the Long Beach Grand Prix or the fairs or the any public event that's happening. I will guerrilla tent it. I will take a tent, an easy up, and I will go and I'll post up like I belong. I'll post up like I paid the vendor fee. And I have paid the vendor fees at times, guys, I have, but sometimes, it's a little too late. You find out about it, you just show up, you can't find the event organizer, just post up, and let the event organizer come to me, and then have them pay, I'll pay them right there. But I tend to do those type of events, most activist events, mostly, because that's where you're going to get a lot of the signature gathering is that activist events, because these people want to make the change. They want to affect society. So that's a really good place to do it. How do I approach them? Role play. Who wants to be Joe Blow on the street there walking? How about you want to go down? No, you're gonna ask me about Russia and shit.
No, I'm gonna leave this neutral. That'll be our next meeting. But go ahead. I'm gonna leave it pretty neutral. I'm not gonna say anything bad. I'm just walking. I'm walking by.
Walking by my booth. So I'll have my booth set up, and I'll have shirts hanging off and stuff, like I'm selling stuff.
Yeah.
I've usually got a bullhorn. I almost 99% of the chance I'm gonna have a bullhorn. So if I don't get him with sir, you answer 3 questions about California, you win a free prize. How well do you know California? Now this is an iffy one. Most people, California. Yeah, what about California? They will want, unless they're with a date. If they're with a girl, they're not going to do it because they don't want to look stupid in front of her, right? So they won't. And so forget about offering the game quiz, the quiz one out. So say I'm not doing that one. I'll do
quiz.
Okay.
Do a normal.
All right. Maybe, sir, are you registered to vote in Are you registered to vote in LA County, sir?
Yes, I am.
So would you mind signing my petition? It's on having a commission to inquiry on California. Shit, I haven't even practiced this. What's the thing? A commission on California independence.
Do what? Go ahead.
Hi, sir. I have it's a petition on forming a commission to see how feasible California autonomy is. California, sir?
I don't understand exactly what that is. Could you expand on that? What is that?
Yeah. Are you registered to vote here in LA County?
I am.
Great. So we're looking at seeing how to get the federal government a little bit off of California's back, because we spend a lot of money that goes out of state, and we like to keep some of those funds here, amongst other reasons. If you want to read the most initiative, it's right here. If you take your time and take a look, you can see that it's just to form a commission to see how well we can do on our own without the federal government.
Oh, and sir, so what you're saying, I've heard this before. Are you talking about California independence here?
Yes, sir, I am. Have you heard of it?
I have, and I'm very mixed about it right now. I'm not sure. I'm not one way or the other.
Absolutely.
How would it be better as a nation?
I know. I'm sure. I don't blame you. The mixed messages are out there. You hear the good side, you hear the bad side. You don't know who to believe, right? It's the times we live in. So, well, sir, let me ask you, do you love California? How long have you lived here for?
I've lived here for over 40 years, yes.
You ever see yourself moving out of California?
Nope,
because you love it here.
Yeah.
This is your home.
Mhm.
What don't you like about California?
What don't I like about California? That I don't like the fact that we have a lot of homeless. I don't like the fact that, you know, our roads are falling apart. I don't.
Well, sir. So look, those two problems are attributed directly to the federal government. Our homeless population, we import homeless from all the other states because this is California. Look at the weather here. It is the perfect weather. You can ask any homeless person here where they're from, and they'll tell you with their accent where they came from. We import their homeless, and that's fine. That's fine. But we do have to take care of them. You're right. Our housing prices, you know, our housing prices are mandated by the Federal Housing Commission back in DC. They're the ones that tell our appraisers how much each home is worth, and they're the ones pumping up our prices here and improving it. Again, I mean, in every aspect of our lives, the federal government encroaches, and we just want to have them step away and see how feasible that is. And that's why this initiative is right here. You think you can jot your signature down real quick?
So to be clear, then this is just to put it out to the voters if you get all your signatures, right?
Yeah, this is to put it out onto the voters to form a commission to see how feasible it is. That's all it is. It's not actually leaving the United States, although that would be that'd be something if that was possible. But let's form a commission and see.
Okay, so sure, sure, I'll sign your petition. Thanks.
Sure, registered in LA County.
Bye-bye. Okay, cool one. You saw kind of right there the challenge of, and I barely asked him just a few questions. You're good, and that's just an example.
That was rusty, bro.
We're gonna ask, but you're gonna get a variety, and we're gonna go through all that. I just wanted to make it a general approach with somebody that's not really against it or controversial about it. So that's
Can I say one? Wait, go ahead. Babe, when we're done with this part of these three questions, I just want to say one thing to add on to what was said before. Go ahead, Dan. What was the third question?
Well, the third question was just what we as a movement need to do to be ready, in your opinion.
Oh, okay, cool. That's what I was about to say, anyways. That's funny. This is so. I'm hearing what Marcus was saying before. Look, the long game. In fact, Mr. Williams said that too. Someone also mentioned marijuana. Marijuana was what? Almost 30 years, almost 25 years. It took marijuana. Every year initiative. I didn't see that, Marcus. Every year initiative. Go ahead.
10 minutes for help.
Coming.
Okay, he's next. I can't hear you.
I can't even hear you, dude.
Who, me?
Go, unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, when Shankar finishes this segment, so he's answering a great question. As soon as he's done, we'll go to Hal, and Hal will have the full 10 minutes. That's all I wanted to say. Then we'll go to everybody else.
Sorry, Hal.
No, Shankar, you're doing great. The point is, this is really important material, and it takes more time than we initially thought. So we're going to take the time to do it right, but we're still going to move expeditiously.
So look. This is I don't know if I can say this in 10 minutes, but I'm gonna try. Look, this is the long game. Mr. Williams brought up all those examples. He's exactly right. Anybody who got it, if any one of us here got into this thinking it was just gonna be one initiative and it's gonna be a snap and a touchdown, it isn't. It's not gonna be like that. It's never been like that. So I was ready for it from the minute I got into it. So look, remembering that and thinking that, guys, I want you to know that you don't need this meeting. You don't need a group. You don't need an org. You don't need all this fancy schmancy shirts and hats and all this crap. You need to believe it yourself. That's it. If you believe it yourself, that's it. That's all that's needed. Everything else will happen around you. But you've got to believe it. I tell my whole crew this. I tell my org this repeatedly, that I don't need this organization. You guys don't need this organization. We believe in it. I don't care if you kick me out or kick them out. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to see that person in the fight for independence. Just because because you kick them out or they're gone or they're gone or they're replaced doesn't mean they're gone forever. That's not true. That's never true. It's never been true in anything that I've done in life ever. In music, and I've toured the world, people. I've toured the world playing music, man. I recognize my dreams on that one. In business, dude, people are passionate about their work. They're never, they get fired, boom, they pop up somewhere else, even bigger and better. So look, you need to believe it. You need to believe it. This group here, this is just a conglomeration right now. It can morph, it can change. Let it. Who cares? As long as we all have the same goal at the end, okay? I'm sorry, man. I want to say more, but I'm just going to cut out because Hal, I'm sorry, buddy. I took up your time, dude. I didn't mean to, man.
Thanks, Shankar. Thanks for that. And just to tell everyone, this is just, we're going to have the part 3 possibly, really the scenarios and really the people, what they could ask you and stuff. So, this was just a general thing.
Yeah.
If you have more to say about it, we'll come back to it.
Hal has something to say about it.
Yeah, and just to expand on Shankar, just the technicality of it, stores, grocery stores, things like that have private lots and stuff. You can go in. What I've done before is, especially your local stores. So if you could go in and talk to the manager and say, is it all right if I set up a booth here? If you ask them first, they're much more likely to say, okay. If you don't ask them, then they're going to be pissed off that you took the liberty to set up. So that's just one of those things. The public sidewalks, you can you can gather signatures there as long as it's a public place. And then just to expand on what really the details of Shankar said, when you get your signatures, make sure they fill out everything correctly, that they do not skip on the address or whatever they're asking. And this was a big mistake that we all made at first. We go, I got a signature, And then, I'd show it to somebody that was more experienced. They go, that signature is not going to go. You didn't get the address. You didn't get that, or we can't read it. So they're very detail oriented on that. And you just wasted somebody that stopped to sign because of a technicality, and that vote won't be registered. So be very careful. And like Shankar said, the county, very important that it matches the county or that's out. So just those technical points are very important to keep in mind. And with that, I am going to hand it over to Hal, which will expand even more on this. Go ahead, Hal.
All right. Hello. I don't know how I can expand more on that.
Anything you want to expand on.
All right. Well, first off, something has to be said. I feel a need. Matt, the fedora with the star, fabulous. Don't know where you got that idea. Anyway, I'm going to be simple and brief, so we're going to get back on track. Piece of paper. See? On the 5th Wednesday of August, here, this room, we will have the introduction to IC meeting for chapter leads. On the 12th of August, here, Wednesday at 7 o'clock, we will start with marching orders. I think that's enough to say.
Okay.
I let Shankar do the talking on these things. After all,
Do you want to give it a try of a role play real quick?
if you would like,
Yeah.
like I said, it's one of those. I'm hopefully done with my wars. So now that I'm done with my battles, I want to start. It's time to start the wars. If you're ready for that, 7 o'clock on the 5th of August, that's Wednesday, here, this room, this ID number, and we will start. And I'll be contacting people. Contact me if you're not sure. This is for the new IC chapter leads.
Cool. Hal, do us a role play. Come on, a quick one.
A quick one? You
What?
want a quick one? Okay.
Marcus, you want to say something? What?
I would just like to see everybody practice role playing. Just if you do it for 1 minute, let's get everybody doing it on camera once so we can all see where we're at. Hal, thank you for playing along. This is how we get everybody to do it. I know we're all not going to get it. Let's at least do a quick minute for everybody. Thanks, Dan.
Marcus, you're going to be actually the person that.
Okay. All right, Hal, you're you, and I'm a stranger. And I walk up. What's this? That's normally how people approach me. What's this? What are you doing?
Good afternoon. We have a petition here to basically to ensure the rights of Californians. We're seeking secession from the U.S. government, and it's like, are you tired of your tax money going to things that you don't want it to go to? Are you sick of? Are you tired of Trump? Are you done with it? Are you done with everything? I mean, have you watched the news, sir? Would you like to sign here?
Yes, I'm going to sign. You sold me.
Wish that was that easy, but.
No, it's never that easy.
Well, hold on. It will sometimes. Absolutely, there's going to be people who blah, blah, blah. But there are also going to be people who are saying, horrible pandemic, they couldn't respond, city's on fire, people are scared. Do you have eyeballs? Really? You need to ask? So
you will get people who just you hold it up and say Calexit Petition, and they're like, oh, thank God, and they grab it, And they're
there's going to be some toughies, but folks, get it through your head. There's going to be some people going, where the hell have you been?
Yes.
So yes, there'll be some, and also it's up to you. Do you want to argue with people? I mean, if you want to argue, go ahead, but I wouldn't waste my time with that. I talk to people who want to debate, and they're like, well, you'll never this and you'll never that. Bye.
The marching order is simple. Don't.
Yeah. So let's go to the, I see a question from Professor Williams, super mega quick, and then we got to go to the next person.
Okay. Just in terms of establishing validity, if you begin with, are you registered to vote? That's a standard question that everybody is familiar with, and they're not going to think that you're kind of some illegitimate thing. So that's a good thing to start with. I like what Shankar said in terms of, you could ask people, what do you like most about California? Or what do you dislike most about California? And then whatever they say, then we've got our speaking points already, thought out beforehand about that. So if they say, I don't like the traffic, then we've got an immediate answer. Well, that's because so much of our tax money is going to Washington to be eaten up in the bureaucracy there, rather than dealing with our roads and, our mass transit and that sort of stuff. So you can have a lot of stuff set in very quick talking points so that then get them answering a question. I think that's a very good strategy.
Great, William. But since I have you, William, you're going to do a quick role play of, I know you're not going to be out there, but let's say your family, let's say a friend or something, how would you convince, for example, a family, a friend, a colleague, somebody that you know, and say, look, I got this petition just came out. I've just thought, you might want to sign it. Tell me how you would go about that. Let's do family, friends, whatever.
Okay, where I am the skeptic, or I'm the one trying to get them to sign?
No, you're the one that's trying to get them to sign.
Okay.
So let's say I'm a friend of yours.
Yeah. Okay. So then, let's say if they say, well, isn't that illegal? The U.S. government would crush it militarily in an instant. There's no hope. And so then I would respond by saying, well, this initiative is just to see what Californians actually think and to see if this is something we should study. This doesn't mean you have to commit that you're saying right now that you want California to secede. It's just saying, let's see how many people support this issue and how many people would like to support it. But keep in mind, sir, or ma'am, or gender binary, non-binary, whoever, let's keep in mind that referring to what Marcus just said, look at the news. Look at all the problems that are going along. How long do you think this sort of situation is going to last? And is this something that you think maybe we should be preparing an alternative if all these things get worse and worse and actually lead to collapse?
Okay, you sold me. Good deal. Who wants, Hal, you have a question or something to add? Hold on. Hal, go ahead.
Okay. One of the things about this is that the hallmark of signature gathering is to be quick, honest, and on to the next one. I will point out that if you're standing arguing or trying to argue somebody into signing, you're turning off the people who are walking by listening. You need to, it's like basically what you need to do is we will be working on the blurb prior to going out there. Are you a registered voter is a good intro. Are you a registered voter? Would you care to sign a petition? Would you care to sign this Calexit petition? Yes and no. It's like the time for one of the things about activism in this aspect, especially when you're gathering signatures, is that we're not really out there to debate. It's not a time to. And you have to realize that while you're debating with one person, 5 others are walking by. So it's something to keep in mind. About 20 seconds is about as much as you want to spend on any one individual before you go on to the next.
William, you quickly, I'll let you respond real quick, but
a quick response. You're absolutely correct, Hal, in that sort of setting. But what I was doing in the role play was somebody I already knew.
right.
Now, what the research shows is that most people are influenced to change their attitude by somebody that they know, who they respect their attitude, and they change it from that. Or it's by celebrities. So let's say, for example, when ACT UP was doing all the activism and stuff, yes, that was important. But what really influenced a lot of people's attitudes about support for AIDS research and HIV and stuff were people like Elizabeth Taylor coming out and endorsing it. And so celebrities are very important. Now we have a great big advantage because we got so many celebrities in California. And so if we can get some of those celebrities to endorse it, even though, I don't care what a celebrity says, but I'm not the average person. A lot of people are influenced by their celebrities. That's who we ought to be zeroing in to try to get.
That's a topic within itself, actually. Apparently, Walter, you have not met my friends and family, because it'd be way easier for me to get a stranger to come on board than any of those. Okay, so I'm not sure about that argument, but anyways.
That's what the research shows, though.
What do you say, Marcus?
We have half an hour till 2 p.m.
Yeah.
And we have 7 more people to get through. So we should probably get to those people on their talking points.
I'm going there. I'm getting there.
Hey, I'm sorry.
I'm getting there. I'm going to go to Matt next because he raised his hand. So Matt, go ahead and keep in mind to do a quick role play because that's really the topic. So go ahead, you're on.
Okay, let me go ahead and put my fingers down. Well, it's 2 different distinct ones because I have 2 different and distinct audiences that I would play to. And like you, family, forget it. But the ones I would play to, first of all, are my passengers behind me. And I have the clipboards there, and they're looking at that. They're going, what's this? And so I talk to them about how messed up things are in the U.S., but how if California weren't part of the U.S., they wouldn't be so messed up. And then it's like, well, here's, register to vote, right? Okay, which county, if I might ask? Okay, and so they tell me and says, okay, The one on the right side there is San Bernardino County. The one on the left is Riverside County. I also got one behind that for LA County. So I got, you covered whichever county. So, you know, it's like scribble, scribble. Okay, be sure to put, you know, sign it, print your name, and put your complete address as you're registered to vote. Otherwise, no, they're not going to count it. Okay, so I'm talking to my passengers in the back, and I've got a number of them. You would be surprised when I get the opportunity, you know, just to gab at them and everything, how many do in fact support independence. Very few oppose. Okay, so I've been blessed there. And there's some people that got other things going on and don't want to talk about anything. But having the clipboards in the back, which should pique their curiosity, if nothing else. That's one audience. Okay, and I'd be wearing my work hat, not this. The other is amongst the activists I move amongst. I would be wearing this now that I've got it. And I'd have the clipboards under me arm at a demo. And I'd be talking to them. BLM, I would have to say, if you want to live in a country where Black lives really do matter, you should help us build the country here. You know, because the U.S. ain't going to come around for a while. I'm sure you've noticed that. But California, except for a few hard spots, you all know about those, we should be able to ensure that California, at least, is a country in which Black lives will matter. Same thing with the folks outside Adelanto concentration camp. You want this to go away? Let's deport them to the U.S. Okay, let's deport ICE and CPB to the U.S. and shut this place down. Supposedly, we're not supposed to have private prisons. Hey, guess what? We still have private prisons. We don't yet have the power to shut them down, but if we are independent of the U.S., we can shut those down and deport ICE and deport Migra and all that back across our border with the U.S. Turn the tables on them. How'd you like that? Okay. So, like I say, it's two distinct audiences at the demos and my customers, my rideshare passengers. And that's where we do the bulk of my activity that's not online. Okay.
Matt, I'm keeping an eye on you, bud. I'm keeping an eye on you, dude.
All right, thanks.
Do not talk to press. Do not talk to press.
Thanks for that, Matt. Those are all good points. And again, there's going to be many different categories of all this. So, but we'll go into that in more detail. Who wants to go next? Anybody? Joe, Jason, Hannah, you haven't spoken. Hannah, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Hi. Well, I didn't really want to participate in this because I'm stuck here. You know, I'm not with my mom being 90 and everything. So good luck. But I will be behind you, backing you up. In fact, right now, as I'm speaking, I'm designing a button to have to wear. We're going to have the rosettes coming on Tuesday. Can I just maybe briefly mention that? My plan is to ship them to Marcus, Sue, and Dan. So anybody wants to get some, you go there, right? That sound good, everybody? Nobody, we don't have anybody right now who's living in Sacramento or something, right? So we got the North Cal, we got LA, and we got Central Valley covered. Okay. Well, as long as everyone likes that idea, great.
If I may, real quick.
Oh, Jason.
I have a friend who was there at the initiative filing with us. Marcus met him. He lives in Sacramento. If we need someone that's like there, I can totally get in contact with him at like a moment's notice and see what he's up to. He does have a wife and a small child, so but if we need like someone to help lead efforts over there, I can definitely talk to Ben about that.
Oh, I think everybody probably says we need somebody to lead efforts in Sacramento. It's a major city. I don't think I think I speak for, yeah, I see a lot of nodding heads there. Yeah. So But if the question is, I just don't want to go and send stuff out that's just never going to get, I mean, it's going to go to a dead letterbox, basically. The 3 people I named are people I know of who are going to respond.
Hey,
You know,
Jason, you wanna role play real quick?
oh, like I said, we've done this before.
Jason.
Oh, Jason's a good idea. Yeah.
All right, Jason. Okay, so Hannah, thank you for that. And I'm gonna what? What do you want, Marcus? Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, bro.
Okay, so I literally said 80% of the signatures are going to be online, never going out. So everybody needs to practice role playing because everybody's going to be reaching out to somebody, even if you never leave your house. So let's do a real quick role playing and then keep moving and make sure everybody gets a chance. Please, Dan.
Okay, should I have Hannah do a role play too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Really? Well, the only thing is you're talking about an online discussion's a little bit different. I mean, there, of course, I'm very good at addressing.
Hannah, you loved being behind the table at the Libertarian Convention. You loved it. So pretend you're there. Dan, go for it. Role play.
Okay, you're gonna be the guy. Okay, go ahead, Hannah. Shankar's walking by.
Hello.
Excuse me, sir. Are you concerned about events in California?
Of course.
What specifically is like most important to you right now? What about the election?
The federal government is about to attack us.
Okay. Well, don't you think? Well,
We're
getting like
people signing here.
Huh? Oh yeah, absolutely. And this is a petition that calls. It's all. You can read it. It's pretty detailed. It just calls for a process by which California would study whether or not to become independent of the United States of America.
I'll sign it right now.
Okay, well, thank you very much. That was really, thank you very much. I just want to say, I think it's going to send a real great message to Washington, D.C. They won't miss over there.
Yep. That's a lay down.
Cool.
And you'll get those lay downs. You don't
absolutely.
I'll just step up and they'll just run.
As long as you get it now you make sure they get it now before they get that. Don't forget. Now you got to make sure they do it exactly right. Make sure it's the right county. Because sometimes they're just so excited they'll grab the pen out of your hand and start scribbling before you have a chance to do anything else.
All right, thanks, Anna. Anybody want to go next?
Let's go, Jason. You and me, bud.
All right, Jason.
Ready? Unmute himself there.
Shankar is walking by with some grunts.
Walking, listen to music.
Hey, do you got a second to chit chat?
Yeah. What's up, bro?
Hey, man. So I'm out here gathering some signatures for this petition. It's kind of an interesting thing. This has all to do with California. It's all about California issues and California doing better. Do you mind if I ask you, are you a Californian? Do you see yourself as a Californian?
Oh, absolutely, man. See the hat? I love this state. But what do you? What's the signatures for? And how many do you got to get?
Well, so the signatures for this petition is all about exploration of California reestablishing its nationhood. Call it independence, call it secession, kind of a dirty word, right?
From the United States?
Yes.
Nice.
Not too many people seem to really be aware, partly because of what's taught in our schools.
Do you think we really have a chance?
Oh, yeah. California was its own nation at one point in time and was annexed by the United States.
It's got to go back that way again, man.
Similar to Hawaii or, Puerto Rico. Unfortunately for them, the United States has never given them statehood and,
So where do you want me to sign? So where do I sign it? You want me to sign it or what?
Yeah, so right here on the back here, depending on what county you live in, may I ask you what county county are you registered to vote in?
There you go, buddy. That should be
We've got
the first question should be that right there. Before you tell them about California, before you tell them about that's got to be the first one, dude. That's how you're going to qualify them, all right? Before you have the nice discussions. I'm registered to vote.
I personally think that I do see the value in having many different sheets, like
because I'm registered to vote in Yuba County.
And yeah, right. Even though we're down there in nice, warm, sunny SoCal.
I'm registered to vote in Mendocino County.
Well, then let me pull out the Mendocino one. Now,
you just write it up, write Mendocino on there, and
give it
to me, and I'd write and I'd sign it.
For me, asking if you're a registered voter and if you see yourself as a Californian, right?
Absolutely. So Jason, also one more thing.
Those
you gotta remember, dude. Well, that's you're right, dude. But as you're talking to me, remember, dude, there's a guy right behind me that also wants to sign. So you got to get to him too, man. All right. So don't it's good to have the conversation and everything, but just keep it moving along. Get the signature down, and there's going to be lines sometimes, bro. They'll be lining at your booth trying to sign. So, and they all want to come up, sign, and then give their little reasons for California independence. That's great. That's all great, but we got to keep it going. Keep the thing going, bro. Otherwise, it's we'll lose people, man. So
okay, cool guys. So just to add, I'm gonna go to Joe Payne. Just to add, since I'm thinking about it, if somebody doesn't want to sign, for example, or they're in a hurry, they're not saying we don't want to sign. I'm in a hurry. Try, if we're gonna have a ton of petitions, try to say, look, I realize you don't have time right now, but you want to read this over. Or if you do get a signature, say, hey, thank you so much for that, but since you think this is a good idea, I take it maybe you've got friends also that might feel it's okay. So here, would you mind taking a petition for your friends? How many do you need? This. That's where we're gonna go from on the streets to the more like Marcus was saying, 3/4 of people, the signatures were not gathered on the streets, but in their home with their friends and stuff like that. So just want to point that out as a closing also. Shankar, you want to do Joe?
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
Yeah, let's go.
So Shankar, excuse me, sir, are you a registered voter in California?
Yes, I am. Tommy for me, you mean?
Awesome. Hey, can I get you to sign our petition for California independence?
California, you guys want to leave the United States? Why?
Well, what this actually does is it creates a panel of experts talking about what it would mean to secede from the United States. So it's not really about whether you're for or against secession. This actually creates a panel, and it will go through all of the talking points that questions that you have. It'll answer all your questions. It'll go through all the talking points that you have.
Jeff, so this state wouldn't survive 3 days on its own. It needs the United States of America. Who's going to protect you? What about your military?
And that's exactly why we have this petition, because the experts will talk about that. You and I are not a military expert. We can talk about that all day long, but it doesn't really matter. You and I can talk about water rights all day long, but neither one of us are a water expert.
Yeah, we don't have any water.
Exactly. So this panel is actually perfect for that. It'll go through and knock out all those talking points and shut this Calexit thing down.
You know what? Yeah, let me sign it, man.
Cool. What county were you registered in?
Orange.
Awesome.
Good one, dude. Good one, bro. Very, very good. To the point, right off the bat. Made sure I qualified right away, and then and every time I tried to steer it away, you brought it right back to the petition, man. So, dude, excellent job, Joe. I don't know if you've done this before or what.
No, man. I come from real estate sales.
Oh shit! Of course you're in sales, dude. Yeah, that's a sales. Good. Perfect.
All right. Cool.
Hey, did everybody see what Joe did though? Real quick. Shankar kept hammering it a certain way. So Joe changed the personality that he was approaching to, like Dan suggested we may have to do. So Joe was coming at a pro-California, and then he goes, oh, you want to shut Calexit down? Well, you can get that too with this panel. So he still got the signature. He told them what they needed to hear to get the signature. Joe's obviously for Calexit, but if we get the panel and the signatures, we win. Joe immediately identified the situation, adjusted, and got the signature. That's smart. I just wanted to point that out. No, I'm not saying tell people don't support Calexit, but if you need to frame the conversation to get that signature, that's being wise. I'll leave it there.
Cool. So I'm gonna go now to the last person. Sue, you knew this was coming to you. And I'm gonna be the passerby. This one, okay? So imagine I'm kind of like, I'm coming out, I'm kind of in a hurry. I kind of see you at the corner of my eye, and I do what typical people that don't want to deal with people gathering signatures, and I start like kind of walking fast on the other way. But you want to ask me, there's nobody else. You go, I want this guy. He's not going to walk by. So what do you say? I'm walking by. I'm about to like exit your site. What do you say to get me to come back?
Sir, are you registered to vote here in California?
Yes, I am.
Cool. Do you know anything about the Calexit movement?
You know what? No, is that kind of like Red Exit or like one of those independent movement type?
It is. We are hoping to get the discussion of independent California on the table this year by getting it on the ballot.
Okay.
Would you like to sign this petition just to get it on the ballot so we can talk about it?
Well, let me ask you this. I've got relatives. I've got relatives from other states and stuff. What would you say to them? I mean, you know, about independent California. And so if California leaves, they're going to be on their own. What do you feel about, I'm not sure we should dismantle the United States just for that. Why should I go for that?
Well, this petition gets it on the table so everyone can talk about the possibility.
And how do you feel? Do you have relatives outside of the state? How do you feel about that?
I do, and some of them are in Oregon, and they tell me they would like to go with us when we go.
Oh, okay. Okay, that sounds interesting. So this is just to put it out to voters, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll sign it.
Awesome. And do you have any friends or family at home that might like to sign it too? You could take a petition home to them for us.
Sure, I could do
Awesome. Awesome. Here's one for your friends and family.
Great. Just the only thing that you didn't hit on is what county are you from?
Ah, right.
You have to ask the county so that I know. I go, okay, well, I don't have to have one that county, but I'm making one up for you.
Gotcha.
That's just a technicality of that.
Gotcha. I'll remember.
We've got everybody except Marcus, which is going to go. Shankar, we'll keep that.
I just want to say one thing real quick. Guys, I want everybody to look at their city, or their county where they're at, your area, within a 20-mile area, and try to find the next events that are happening. I know it's COVID, but there's got to be some things that are coming to town that are outdoorsy, that are festival-y or whatever, that's going to be happening in the next 2-3 months. All right, just look on your social media at what's happening in your local town. If I try to find out what's going on, I just want to get trying to get a feel on how COVID is really affecting this, because otherwise our strategy will have to severely change, or probably for the betterment, online marketing and distribution. So just find out what's going on in your area quick, guys. And next time we meet, let me know if there's anything that's awesome that you guys want to go to that's in your area.
Okay, and real quick in between, before I give it over to Marcus, which is gonna wrap it up. I just want to say, as far as the physical gathering, everybody's saying, no, people are gonna be afraid. If you're gonna go physical somewhere and stuff, one thing with this new environment, I would have, which is to have gloves, mask, and soap, and
Yeah, hand sanitizer.
huh?
How much hand sanitizer do you guys want?
Well, we need to have it, because if you have a hand sanitizer, people are gonna.
Oh God, I hate that. I'm gonna like shrink cut
I
the
can wash my
picture.
hands after, and I'm not contaminated. What? Go ahead. Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
All right, we're gonna give away those cheapo masks, bro. Have a little logo on it, man.
Okay. Okay. And the other thing is that I see as kind of an advantage so far, because we do have some business cards with Independent California. What? Wait.
Dude, we're doing more than that, dude. We got flip flops. We got
not yet.
We got the smorgasbord, dude. But go ahead.
Not yet. We will, hopefully, and stuff. But right now we have those. I'm just saying, for people that don't have them, like, yes, California has some and stuff. I'm gonna talk to Marcus about this, that we need to order some maybe CIM cards so they can go to the website, see the petition, all that stuff. And the more of that material you have, the more you're gonna attract people, especially if you're giving something free and stuff like that. People are gonna be really curious. So that's just what I wanted. In our new environment, the hand sanitizer is gonna be, and the gloves, very important, because it makes you look professional, and people can just clean their hands after they've touched a pen. They're going to be really, afraid of touching pens, things like that. So that's important. Hannah, go ahead, and then.
Quick point.
Yeah.
Going. Get on me, mate.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm unmuted by horse. This isn't a jump on Sue or anything, but just saying that when she was I would recommend, I think it's not a good idea to hand out blank petitions when you're going out, because even though people may ask for it, maybe even give them some instructions. Only thing is, you don't want people to sign it and sign it wrong, or fill it or something wrong, and then go around saying, well, I can't sign now, because, you get the most gung-ho person, but they will not sign it twice because they'll say, I can't sign it twice. So if you're going to do it, I think that, obviously we don't want to discourage anybody from doing it online and stuff like that, but I would just be handing out blank petition forms, because it's a bit of a trick. And that's why you're out there in the first place, to make sure that you get valid signatures. And Shankar, I was half joking, but not really. I mean, I'm so busy with everything else I'm doing that I haven't got anything with the sanitizer. But I've got a gallon at least of hand sanitizer, bottles, everything like that. I'm gonna say is, you got some volunteers? You want to maybe I can make labels for you and ship the whole thing out there, and you guys can have a field day making official IC. Does that sound groovy? Hand sanitizer you can hand out or get donations for. People will want to use it.
That would be great.
Absolutely.
Okay, then I'll be out of my house too.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's coordinate.
I'll forward you the labels.
Yeah.
I can print the labels. I can literally give you everything, and just you go and do it all. You know what I mean? Or if you want to forward, whatever. Well, we'll coordinate that. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
After, good idea. All right. Just to move on real quick, Marcus, come on, take it over. Bring us to home plate.
So Dan, actually, I want to do something real quick. If we could go back through everybody, 2 minutes per person. Because you brought this up to me, Dan. Do we want to have a discussion from everybody on everybody else's talking points? We're having a great conversation right now on talking points. Let's stay in the energy zone. So Dan, take us through each person, 2 minutes. What did you think about everybody else's talking points or points? Be specific to talking points and what someone else said. Do not introduce another idea. This is a detailed review of talking points. Dan, let's give everybody 2 minutes to talk about what they liked or didn't like from all the other talking points. 2 minutes per person, focused on talking points only. Let's wrap through the group. Please, Dan, I would appreciate it.
Okay, we'll do that. 2 minutes. Remember, guys, that's important. And if you do not have an opinion, you don't have to give one. If you feel like what you've heard was great, or you have no disagreement, or you do, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to. But I'm going to start from my screen. I'm going to start with Walter. That way I can keep track of how I'm moving around. Go ahead, Walter. You up? No, you just muted yourself.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 quick points. First, I want to reiterate what Marcus said about in the COVID situation, online marketing is going to be where we're going to get the most signatures. That's what we ought to be pushing the most. Second, somebody talked about Sacramento. We need people in Sacramento. Anybody that's looking for a job, look for a job in Sacramento. That's going to be a very important location. If you apply for a California state job, that's even better, based in Sacramento. So anybody that's looking for a job, now's the time to head to Sacramento. We need people, bodies, voices right there who can go there, talk to legislators, show up at offices. That would be very important.
Okay, thanks, Walter. Next on my screen is Hal.
No comment, no real comment on what was said. Just a reminder, on the 5th, 7 o'clock, back here in this room. Introduction to chapter building.
Okay, thanks, Al. Hannah, you're next on my screen. So go on if you have something.
No, I don't want to say anything at all. I think everyone had their own little approach, and I'm actually point out that genuineness is going to be really important, and I think that's one of our great strengths to remind everybody, because we all know that the vast majority of petition signers are guys out there, doing this for minimum wage. They're just hustlers, and that's their way. We're not. We're like the true believers, and people are going to get that across. So if you don't feel, even if you're not smooth and slick like a car salesman, it's going to come across that you're genuine and sincere. So I just want to say that out. And one more point. Thank you, Sue, for breaking past your comfort zone. So well done, you. How's that?
Thanks, Hannah. Good points. As a matter of fact, Sue is next, and I just want to do a side note on Sue. If Sue walked up to me, I would sign that. You had me on just walking up to me. That's it. So you cannot say no to Sue. I mean, how? How is it possible?
Right. I like, thank you for saying that, everybody. I liked Hannah's point also about not giving out the petitions for people to take home. And I think if we just give them a link where to go written down on one of our business cards, if we make sure the link is there where they can find the online version of that petition, we'll be in good shape, because I think when it's online, it's very clear where you sign and where you date it and that sort of thing. And I liked everybody's points. Everybody had great points. I loved hearing the role playing. Who was it who played like the opposite, played to the person who didn't want Calexit to happen. I forget exactly who that was, but that was awesome.
That was
and I'm gonna put that in my little repertoire. I'm stealing it.
great. Thanks, Sue. Gonna go to Matt next.
Thank you. Yeah, that was Shankar that did that little bit of political jujitsu. That was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant. Every now and then I do get a Trumpster in my buggy. Last week, somebody was going to, what was it, VFW post, and said his roomie don't like going there because he's scared of real Americans. Oh, boy, well, got a winner here. But I'll be doing that with the, whatchamacallit, the petitions in my back pockets of the back seats. And so they'll be looking at, what's that? And then I roll through the spiel, and they're like, well, this is America, and you need us, blah, blah, blah. Oh, well, tell you what, just when you give me the fence post, this actually sets up a panel of experts to look at the feasibility of us becoming independent. And you know what? They may well nix it. They may well say exactly what you're saying. So this gives you an opportunity to bury all this nonsense. If you feel it's nonsense, here you go. Brilliant, brilliant jujitsu, Shankar. Kudos.
Great. Thank you, Matt. Moving on to Shankar. Any last words of wisdom?
Yeah, look at Sue. I mean, I was thinking the same thing when I heard you, Sue. Last year or two, this was not Sue. Sue could not do this. And look at her now, and this is a total beyond 180, man. I mean, it's just that's incredible. To wow. And guys, look, this if anybody can do this. Ask Joe. Ask Joe. He's in sales. Anybody can do this. It's just technique. It's just practice. You do it enough times. You talk to enough people. It comes out naturally. Sue has a radio show, and she does not sound anything like the Sue that you hear right now. On the radio, she's like Miss Confident. She sounds like really like just like professional career, radio professional like career. I thought like you're like pro radio, Sue, and I was just, then when I met you, you were all timid and stuff. I was like, what the hell? So it's good to see that radio personality come out when you're doing the initiative. I could see a little bit of that person coming out on here as well. So look, anybody can do it. Matt, I'm watching you, buddy. I'm watching you, dude. And one more thing, guys, when you're out there and if you're doing an event, I think it's going to be online, but if you're doing events and press come to you, someone from the press comes to you and they want to know what you're gathering signatures for, just, I would say don't talk to them, all right? But if you're going to have to talk to them, be careful what you say, please. Please. Or refer them, if you don't want to talk to them and say anything wrong, refer them to Marcus, refer them to me, Dan, whoever, Hal, it doesn't matter. Just kick them off if you don't want to mess up anything on the press, all right? Because you will get approached. And they will even come up to you and not even tell you they're press and poke and prod. So be careful who you're talking to. Always ask if they're registered voters. That'll always kind of weed them out. So that's it.
Thanks, Shankar. Great point. And also on that point of the press, that's why I was saying, if you can gather petitions with somebody else or a friend, that way, while you're gathering signatures, if you have somebody that's more confident on camera, like Shankar, go, hey, Shankar, we used to do this at protests all the time. We'd be 5 or 6. We go, I feel better, Shankar's better at this topic than me, or Marcus in this. Go give the interview. So that's helpful to have somebody. Plus, you're not losing signatures. But I would say don't talk to the press if you're gathering signatures, because you're going to lose a bunch of traffic walking by. And if they can wait for you at a certain time and you say, hey, look, I'll be happy to give you an interview, but not right now because I'm gathering this, then that's okay. You can also get them cards. Sometimes I'll give you a card and they say, we want to do an interview with you. And so give them the card. And I'm all for the press, bad or good press, as long as you know who you're talking to, because they'll trick you. They'll say something that you don't, they're from a conservative thing. So they're trying to hammer you to make you look bad, on camera and go, look at this, these people are ridiculous. So you've got to know who that person is, what they're representing as a movement, and then really tailor your speech to that. Always be very smooth, non-passionate, very always not confrontational. We've used all of that with Shankar, Hal, and stuff. We've used all those methods, and they're never good to be aggressive. And the last thing I will say, if you get a Trumpster that is a Trumpster, that he has to ask, and he comes to talk to you, it's just to get out his frustration, to waste your time. Just go, look, you don't support that, please move on. There are other people that would be interested in this. Do not even get into one argument. Do not even, if they say water, you don't even talk about water. You say, no, this isn't about that. This is about getting votes for this initiative. And bring it back, but never get into a confrontation. We've wasted so much air. It feels good because you're frustrated. You know, you're yelling at this conservative and stuff, but it's absolutely generates nothing. That's good. So better to move on. Jason.
Democrats too.
Yeah.
The establishment Dems are worse than the Trumpers.
The what? Oh yeah, well, whoever, you got to feel your audience, but you know. Okay, Jason, last thoughts.
So here is like my big one selling point. Did you know that California grows over 400 different kinds of crops? 400. Out of the top 10 biggest money-making crops in the world, California grows almost all of them, and in fairly large supply too. In 2018 alone, California pulled in almost $50 billion just from our agriculture. That's with us not setting the price being set by the federal government being set so exorbitantly high that most of these goods end up not actually getting sold. They end up getting bought for pennies on the dollar by the Fed, by the USDA, and going all over the rest of the United States as USDA goods. So they set this really high price, which makes it so our goods don't sell, and then they buy it for way lower than anyone would ever be able to buy it. Even still, $50 billion just from California agriculture just in 1 year. Imagine an independent California that could set its own price, a reasonable, fair market price on all of these goods, these 400 different kinds of goods. Just imagine how far across the world California food would be making it.
Cool. Good.
That's my big selling point.
All right, great.
Want to sign a petition?
All right. I'm gonna go. What, Shankar? Hurry, because I.
Dude, I'm sorry. Look, man, you brought up crops. Dude, that 50 billion is actually down from 80 billion, which is what it used to be. And also, it's Wall Street that sets the prices on those commodities. But the federal government is overseeing that, and they are inflating it so we don't sell, and they are screwing us, our farmers and us at the end. Sorry, just had to say.
Okay, thank you for the fact check. Joe, before you're the last one before Marcus, your thoughts?
Are you asking me, Daniel?
Yeah, you're unmuted now.
No, I would just say try to keep it quick. When you're approaching somebody, you don't have a lot of time. Their attention is not, hey, I want to talk to that person over there with the clipboard and a pen. You know, so you're not what they set out to do when they left their house. Only have a couple of seconds. Okay, that was one thing that we learned in training and sales training was, I mean, that's like the first thing you learn is you only have like a split second. So you're going to lose people quick if you try to go walk up and just have a conversation. I think anybody that's a veteran with trying to collect signatures would, knows that and knows how to approach people quickly. And anybody that even tries to go out and get 10 people to collect, or 10 signatures, by the time they get to that fifth one, they already kind of know, keep it quick. So, that's something that will just come with doing it. I think a lot of this is going to move online, but there will be a chance for some of us to go out and get some signatures. No, I think everybody, Hannah, I wanted to point out what Hannah said earlier. I just want to echo that. Everybody has their own style. Just be yourself, and don't try to be don't try to be one of those people that gets hired to collect signatures, because those people, they know what they're doing. That's a whole different thing. I mean, don't try to be that person because you're not. You know, none of us are. We're just your average person, you know? Just be yourself. I think Sue's going to get she's going to have a lot of success with this because I think she's very genuine. I think we all kind of see that. So anyway, thanks.
Cool. Good points. And for the finale, now we have Marcus. Go for it. Marcus is biting his tongue right now. He has so much to say.
I'll try to keep it short and sweet. Major headlines. Really impressed with today's meeting. So I didn't know how today was going to go. We practiced talking points 2 weeks ago. Obviously, we need to practice more, but I'm pretty impressed. Every single one of you had your own way of approaching this. So that's how we win. Shankar was right. I cannot tell you how much I agree with Shankar. Orgs don't matter. Groups don't matter. Yes, they're important for organizing and donations, but it's going to come down to you. You, the person. And if no one else was here and you really believed, you can inspire an entire nation to stand up. I mean, just picture it. If you get signatures and you have people signing petitions, grandma's in their home, printing off the petition and signing it and saying, thanks, Shankar. You get 3 of those, you're viral. You get 10, that's national news. I'm not joking. I've seen it before. So people love random people signing things. You get photos of that. You meet them online, email, farmer's market, someone you just briefly talked to for 12 seconds, waiting in your car, and they were in their car and you drove them by as you're going to Starbucks. They post that online. They tell you, done. We win. End of story. I don't care if you have $1 million. I don't care if you're in professional sales. You figure out something that's genuine, like Sue, like Hannah, grabs people, it's on. It's over. We win. End of story. Do not confuse this point. Photo, random person is winning. Anything other than photos of random people is not how we get there. Random people signing the petition that you reached out to in photos makes the public and the media feel Californians just want to do this. Nothing that you do or say or make a video of will do as much promotion as that. And random people constantly being seen signing this petition will be the equivalent of a $200 million ad campaign. I want to repeat that. Viral coverage of random people in grainy, not that good quality photos signing it will be the equivalent of multiple hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising. It's called earned media. I shit you not. Get this through your head. That's how we win. And if you're thinking we win any other way, you're wrong. Random people photos will convince the media this is real. When the media thinks this is real, a billionaire will literally pop out of the sky and sprinkle money. How do I know? Because it happened twice. Get those photos, provide the proof that it's random people. You as an individual could do that. Sue could do this all by herself. Hannah could do this all by herself. Joe Payne could do this all by herself. It's going to come down to, are you believing it? Do people see the passion in your eyes? And did you motivate them and transfer that energy? And now they're as motivated as you. I saw it in 2017. You meet one person and you approach them and they are hot. They go get 30 more that day because you inspired one person. Seen it. How we win. And a couple of you, frankly, inspired me today. I'm a veteran at this. And you know me, I don't give compliments to be nice. 3 of you, I would have signed your paperwork today. So don't challenge me. Don't question me. I'm here to win. I don't bullshit. When I'm telling you that 3 of you nailed it today, that means 3 of you nailed it today. If you can inspire me, you can damn well go on social media and start getting people to sign that and getting those photos. So 3 of you nailed it today. I'm not going to tell you who you are. You're going to have to figure it out because all of you are going to have to do it. So yes, you can do it. By the way, one of them was Sue. And Sue, we love to pick on you because watch the first Calexit Conference. Sue was not good. Sue's awesome now. So I don't want to hear, I can't do it, and it's tough, and I'm scared. Sue has learning disabilities. Sue gets scared. Sue forced herself to step up. You can all do what Sue did. And Sue crushed it today. Let's get it straight. I don't want to hear, I can't, and it's hard, and I don't know. Sue sucked 6 months ago. Sue crushed it today. Sue would have got me to sign a petition. So I don't want to hear, I'm nervous and scared. I'm nervous and scared. I'm sure Sue is too, and she still gets it done. That's how we win. Super most important point I can make. Hal and Shankar, I love you guys, and I am going to promote the motherfucking shit. August 5th, show up at 7 p.m. on this Zoom channel. Join a chapter. I'm going to be jumping on people, Hal. Yeah, I'm not asking your permission, Chow. I'm going to be jumping on people. Show up. August 5th, 7 p.m. Join a motherfucking chapter. August 12th, find out how we're going to win at Signature Gathering, 7 p.m. IC. August 16th, the second Calexit Conference, organized, and we're going to perfect our talking points. So I'm promoting 3 dates this week like mad. August 5th, join a chapter at 7 p.m. August 12th, learn how we're going to lead. IC. August 16th, practice talking points. Show up to all 3 of these, become a California nationalist. That's what I'm saying this week. Hal, Shankar, love you guys. Yes, I'll call you Shal. Their new name is Hal. I'm sorry. Your name is no longer Hal. Shankar, you no longer have your first name. Your new name is Shal, a combination of Shankar and your name. So, yeah, that's S-H-A-L. It's Shankar Hole. So, Shal. You shall be awesome and motivate all of us. And thank you for launching chapters. And thank you, Shankar, for getting a training video out. And Hal, I know that you're working with Rodriguez to get the website up. So awesome. That IC website's up. It has training videos. You launch chapters. Folks, we're there. That's what I was worried about 2 weeks ago. I see the developments here as totally positive and that we are on track. Let's keep the hustle. Don't put your foot off, okay? Keep the hustle, but we're doing okay. IC is going to have a website soon. Shankar's launching training videos. He already has more training videos than I thought of. IC is launching chapters. They're doing the organization. We'll have practice talking points. That looks good. If we have a website with training videos and chapters launched, we're in a pretty good place. Pretty good. And they're doing all of that. Yes, California will keep doing what we're doing. CalmPAC is a new front. They're getting high intelligence people to talk about the initiative, so that's impressive. I'm going to be putting some money on advertising CalmPAC in think tank magazines here in California this month. I would encourage anybody that wants Calexit to be taken seriously by people in power to join with me in doing a limited ad for CalmPAC at the Fox and Hounds California Public Policy Discussion site. We're going to get a lot of people paying attention. Additionally, go to the IC meeting, August 5th, August 12th. Show up, back Shal. Join a chapter, back them. This is how we win. August 16th, keep practicing your talking points. And finally, I'll leave it at this. We have 3 policy reporters endorsing this idea. That never happened before. We have 2 commercials. That never happened before. I talked to the head of a think tank, California Forward. Actually read this fucking initiative. They wouldn't spit on us before. They would turn their back if we were dying in the streets. Now they're going, yeah, Mark, I want you to know I read your initiative. I cannot explain to you how different a game that is. I can't. I cannot explain to you how different a game that is. Also, when we got big, we were not ready. Talk to Shankar. We did not have the organization set up. Talk to Jason. Jason was there, Shankar was there. We were not ready to handle these people. Now there's a separate organization called Independent California launching chapters. That allows Yes to just focus on media. And now there's Compact that's going to focus on policy. We went from do everything and make it happen in a week to there's a streets arm, there's a media arm, there's a policy arm. They're ran by 3 different people, so they don't have to do all the same shit. We were nowhere near there. Nowhere near as organized 2017. Nowhere near as many endorsements. So I'd like y'all to think that maybe I'm wrong. This might be the best shot we've ever had. Ever. We're organized. We have endorsements. They're talking to us. Back Compact speaking to the news. Back Shall organizing street warriors and work with Yes on promoting media. Let's not cross those streams. Street warriors organizing, Hal and Shankar. Policy, see Hannah. Media and publicity, you know where to go. And remember this, last thing, we have veterans. Shankar's a veteran, been there. Simha up in the Bay Area, Return California, he's also a veteran. So we have highly distinguished vets who've been there on the ground and did this. It's not a question. Also, Dan's done some, Jason's done some, Hal's done some, I've done some. Sue's done some, Hannah's done some. We have a lot of veterans. Secondly, we have a veteran movement. All of us saw people coming out of the woodwork saying, don't back this initiative. And all of us decided to keep doing it. You are stronger if you are challenged and move forward. So we are a veteran movement now. We faced challenges, we came together, and we kept moving forward. And finally, we have a veteran organization. Now, I've talked to Hal and Dan and Shankar a lot about IC. They've had a little bit of a civil war there. It's all fixed. But one of the things that I told Hal and Shankar was, I'm kind of glad this happened to you. And they go, whoa, what are you saying? And I go, obviously, I don't mean that you had stress in your life. But if you think new people ain't going to show up and try to take it over and throw monkey wrenches, you wrong. And now you know what they look like. And now you know how to handle them. That's called being a combat vet-backed organization. I have so much more faith in you than I ever did before you went through this. It's the fact you went through it and showed up on the other side. We all did. We are organized. We are experienced. We are in the right place. And we know what we're doing. And we have institutional support. We had none of this. I want you all to think that maybe Marcus is crazy, but maybe he's right, and this is the best chance we've ever had in half a fucking decade. I'll leave it there. Dan, take us out, brother.